time it is. I think I already just said it, but you know what time it is. It always delays, like, only when I do lives. So fucking weird. Anyway, I did another consultation with the deck to get my focus today because I've had a lot of things on my mind to talk about, and I don't want my ego to be what chooses the topic, you dig? So, we pulled some cards, the collective we. I got the Eight of Swords, bird boxed. Yeah, I'm tired. Broke filter, it's not terribly different. It makes me feel better to look at myself this way. Too early to put makeup on. Anyway, so we have stasis, but it is something that is for our greater good, I believe, because of the other lying cards around it. This is just, a sense of a little bit being lost. Oddly enough, this is the Jupiter and Gemini card. Too many things to pay attention to, not knowing which single thought or action to take. It might be that we have a big goal, and we don't know exactly which steps to take to get there other than a little bit at a time. We know how we want to feel, but we don't have an exact plan on how to get there, except other than to use manifestation. Because that's what it looks like, okay? So the next card I get is the Taurus card. So Jupiter and Gemini, current transit. What's in Taurus right now? Fucking Mars. So this is about doing and consulting higher knowledge, higher wisdom, your deities, your guides, your ancestors, communing with spirit, source, higher power. I wrote notes. I'm looking at my iPad. So we got, these are the themes. This is the underlying energy. This is the bottom of the deck. Sagittarius energy, or Jupiterian energy, to sum it all up. So we got a lot of Jupiter in this reading. So we're dealing with forces beyond our control, recognizing that we can't see things. I just talked about confirmation bias, and it really got TikTok upset. There's people saying that I'm talking about gaslighting ourselves, basically. They're accusing me of saying it's good to lie to yourself. That's not what I said. I said if you want to break your cycle, you have to start thinking different thoughts and understanding that there might be another perspective to look at and more opportunities to see. If you're close to the opportunities because you have confirmation bias and expecting nobody to give you offers, TikTok doesn't understand the subtleties. Most people got what I was trying to say, but there was a couple people, I'm used to being in a vacuum, not getting very many views. So when I actually get engagement and it looks like that, it makes me concerned for the greater populace because they can't use their critical thinking skills. I'm digressing, but it is also part of the reading, okay? So this is part of confirmation bias. You can only see what you can see, unless you ask for a bigger perspective and the right actions to take therein. End of story. Gotta ask to see the whole picture as Source would see it from a bird's eye view or an angel's eye view. Baby steps to your goals, not leaps. The pace right now is of God's choosing, so if you find yourself feeling like you're going excruciatingly slow, it's because you're in stasis for a reason, and you're getting guided on how to navigate yourself safely or concerning your momentum. This card, the Temperance card, has some sexual connotation to it. Emotional balance. It's homeostasis in general, but finding that middle ground spiritually. So there's a lot of spirituality in this, but also a lot of perspective involved. So it's really funny because we're dealing with Jupiter, Gemini, and Mars, Taurus right here. I'm having a lot of congestion in my throat and ear, and I'm pretty sure there's like a mild infection or some kind of like lymphatic clog that I've been working on. So if that would all coincide with a flow of homeostasis around the throat, breathing. There's mold everywhere. Like everywhere I go, the gym, my home, water cooler. And what do you get with water and moisture is more mold, and I'm allergic. So my body is freaking the fuck out right now. I got my blood test back, and there's like a lot of high inflammation and some other things I can work on. I got a little list of more to work on physically, but it's minor. It's doable. But staying on top of things is really prevention. So this is sort of all interlaying with each other. Only you can prevent forest fires of misconception, or only seeing so much. Choosing to believe that you're in the worst possible scenario, that's on you. If you're choosing to believe you're in the best possible scenario, that everything's working out for you, then you're also right. Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. Whether or not you think you can or you can't, you're right. Jupiter, Gemini. This is all thought. This is all in your mind. This is all in your doing. You got to put yourself in alignment. Ask for guidance from Source on how to build things for your goals, your future, your routine, spiritual routines, physical routines, social, because there's people underneath him. Like, if you're finding yourself in a place of leadership, you do realize that you have to stay constantly plugged in to Source and treating yourself to the T of what you preach. Like, if you're not practicing what you preach, with Pluto going back and forth between Capricorn and Aquarius with its retrograde and all the interactions it's making with these planets, especially how it's going to be acting with Cancer season, your pants are going to go pulled down. There's a special place in hell for leaders who consciously mislead. If you know better and you're consciously misleading people, there's a special place in hell for that. There is a special condemnation in the Bible for people like you. And it's nasty. Good luck with that. So if you're coming from a place of integrity and you want to stay there, but you're feeling like you're not really sure of the direction, it would be wise to ask for help from all your guides, your ancestors, your deities of choice. I would avoid asking the Fae for anything, but there's a lot of reasons for that, and you can do your own research. Angels will always... angels are just as difficult as other entities to work with, but we see a lot of... what do I call it? Is it Judeo-Christian, or is it earlier than that? Where do angels... I don't really know what to say where the concept of angels come from, which religious background can claim that. But it seems to be a more traditional idea of what an angel could be. Church structure. There is a place in France, I think it's called Saint Michel, and that's what I think of every time I see this card. It is a place that looks just like this. It is surrounded by water until the tides recede, and then you can walk to Saint Michel. But otherwise, it is always covered with water. So there's a sense of timing here, a coming and ebbing and flowing that's out of our control when it comes to thinking or feeling like we know our path, or thinking or feeling like we're close to safety. It's closer than we think. It's a perception. It's like, that's what these keys are doing. These keys are just the same as these cups, you see. These keys, these cups, those flowers, twos and twos and twos and sun. All right, so we're talking about alchemy. The process of alchemy and doing things in alignment, regardless of your belief background. Gabriel and Michael are coming to mind if you want to actually get some angels on speed dial. Gabriel is so much fun to deal with, by the way. I just adore Gabriel. Ugh. I've had some hilarious conversations with Gabriel. It's been a long time since I've actually reached out to an entity specifically. I pretty much just say my card prayers and let only the benefics come through as they will. Benefic shadows, benefic light beings, both. But anyway, there's crowns here too. There's a sovereignty to this. There's a This is not frantic. This is not being bird boxed in a place of panic. This is about sovereignty more than anything. It feels, like Joan of Arc or Vestal Virgins. Sovereignty of service, through service, in service of, through the highest flow of, from earth to the higher power, source, whatever you like to call it. Impossible flow from one cup to the next. Impossible peace that passes understanding. Impossible coming through when it has a sexual connotation or a love connotation. The Temperance is always grounded in spirituality. It's not a lust card. It is a flow that doesn't make sense, right? It's just, wow, I'm so blessed right now to be in this connection. And you just pour into each other. That's what it is. Filling each other's cups through source. So it feels like everything gets aligned. That's the bottom of the deck. So this is the path that we're on. These are the goals that we have. Oh my God, that stretch feels so good. Sorry, guys. Oh. We're looking at significance with crowns, gold, gold sensation on the third eye, irises, gold color irises, being by water. And I would definitely say buildings that have a holy sense of vibration in them, whether they be consecrated or just made with a lot of quartz, and they vibrationally, or they are on a ley line. I would say it feels like alignment like that. It feels powerful. But this not being able to see is for our own benefit, ultimately. This is a gift. Isn't that frustrating? All right, this is about to be Cancer season. It's coming up this week. It's going to be a little bit emotional. But if we keep plugging into Source and be like, all right, give me my next steps. Teach me what to do. We will learn more than we have in a really long time, because this Jupiter and Gemini thing, it will soak in a new way by osmosis, and we will learn. It reminds me of, I just saw, like, the downloads in the Matrix, where they just like ring up and they just download a new skill. So I feel like that's what's going on. But you have to plug in and invite your energies on the other side to help you through this. And invite Gabriel, invite Michael. If you like working with angels. Nobody says you have to work with angels if you don't like working with angels. There's so many crosses on the Hierophant card, and then there's lilies and roses. So there's love in there and purity. So whatever's pure, whatever's holy, think on these things. Ask for divine guidance. I want to remark. Look at their feet. 1 foot on dry ground, 1 foot in the water. 1 foot on dry ground, 1 foot in the water. Regardless of what your choices are, the water is intuition, emotion. You have to stay plugged in to the waves of your emotions, the ebbs and tides, in order to understand where source is coming in at. That we have to have our feelings integrated, present with us. We can't be bypassing our emotions in any type of way, because otherwise we're bypassing our connection to Source and God, whatever you call it. So hopefully I've made a shit ton of sense by now, because I gotta go. I love you guys. I got shit to do today. I'm caught up on a lot of my chores, so I can have an easy day with that, but I want to make some transit reels. I want to art. I want to play with my art supplies. I'll do some remixing. So tired. Okay. Well, if anybody catches this, maybe I'll do a separate health update. I won't do it here. Please be kind to yourself. I love you.